Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of Cooking Up a Revolution. Hope you all have been keeping well, keeping safe, keeping full of love and happiness, and just not letting all the crazy shit kind of get to you that we're all going through right now. Again, getting back to our little traditional format there that I had started. So we'll do our tarot draw here now. We got the 10 of Cups. So go to our little reference guide here. Ten of Cups. This is a card about happy endings. A man and woman make a wish on a rainbow as their two children dance gleefully at their feet. This is the ideal picture of a happy family riding off into the sunset together. This is as good as it gets. This is the relationship you want to have, or perhaps it is the relationship you have already. At any rate, you are happy with your life right now. Someone shares a special moment with you. For work, first things first. As good as your career prospects are, and as much as you love your work, you need to keep your priorities in order. Your family really ought to come first. Work can wait. Children cannot. They will be with you long after the gold watch is given. They will never fire you, and they will not lay you off. Yeah, fuck the corporations and their fucking toxic slavery bullshit. For love, a storybook romance. The hero sweeps the maiden off her feet. They ride off into the sunset together to have a little cottage in the woods, where they raise perfect little children and live happily ever after. This relationship lives up to your highest expectations and gives all the rest of us hope. Good luck to you. For money, living expenses. The mortgage, the utility bills, the grocery tab, the clothes, the medical expenses, and the car payments will eat you alive. Not to mention the birthday presents, parties, and outings you'll have to underrate in your lifetime. But what the heck? What's money for? For strategy, get out a little. The best way to spend quality time is to go someplace where you can all be together without any distractions or ordinary concerns to command your attention. Get out there and commune with nature a bit. A walk in the park or a camping trip will do everyone a world of good. Well, holy fuck, eh? I'd say that was a pretty incredible reading there for all of us. I think it's very relevant that we start getting back to family and community and nature and, you know, things of all that kind of thing in the societal climate the way things are right now. The corporations aren't going to take care of you, but the farmers sure as fuck will. So speaking of that, today we are going to teach you how to make sauerkraut. So we've got a bunch of cabbages here already that we've taking the leaves off of. So you see this one here, you know, it looks a little beat up, a little rotten kind of thing. Just gotta peel out those outer leaves. She is looking dandy. Boom, just like that, no freaking problem. So now to core a cabbage, what we'll do is we will chop the bottom off there, and then we will quarter this up. And now when you're making your sauerkraut as well, you want to keep some of your outer leaves here to cover the top, to kind of hold it all together so you can put a weight on top of it to keep all of the cabbage under the brine. But we are going to be making some sour leaves, so we have another species of cabbage, a flathead, that we are going to be using as the top cover so that we can ferment those leaves, and then we can make cabbage rolls using those leaves. So now we're just doing a little diagonal cut. You got the little corner here, just make a little angle. And we got our handy dandy food processor here. So we're just going to slice these into a little bit more manageable chunks. And again, you can cut this up by hand or use a mandolin or whatever, but we have technology, we got power, so you might as well use it to, increase production. Go ahead and turn that on. Oh, make sure she's all locked up. There we go. And for the attachment here, we're just using the slicer. We got a bit of more core there, so we'll just chop that off. So we got one cabbage there all shredded up. We'll kind of take out the little bigger chunks and we'll put those through again. Now we're going to take this, and we've got a big 10-gallon crock here made out of ceramic. But you can really use any kind of vessel, any kind of big old glass pickle jar, or even just use a smaller mason jar if that's you're not making a terribly big batch, it's kind of just for you. And so we've got it in there. So now we're going to take about teaspoon and a half. We got some pink Himalayan sea salt and some pure cane sugar. And then you want to just get in there and give it all a big squeeze. And that's going to break up the fibers in the cabbage. And the salt is going to draw out the moisture, which is going to create its own brine that it's going to ferment in. And then you just kind of give it a taste as you're going. If you like it a little bit more salty, a little less salty, that's totally up to you and your own taste. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So you just kind of keep mixing and keep squeezing and breaking that all up. So I'll be doing this about every 2 cabbages. I'll kind of go in and give it a little sprinkle of salt and sprinkle of sugar and break it all up and give it some good squeeze. And then as it sits, all that moisture is going to come out and it's going to start creating a good brine. And then we'll just keep accumulating until we got this thing all full here. And then the important thing is to make sure that all of your cabbage is kept in the brine and kept submerged. And so that's why you have the outer leaves to kind of create a surface for the tension. And then using a glass jar, they have little you could use a dinner plate or anything that's just gonna keep it all kind of submerged and keep the brine above everything. And then this will take a few weeks. I'm not sure exactly how long, but you can kind of just gauge it by your taste is really how it's gonna go. And then from there, you can can it and jar it, make all sorts of little other projects with it. And you can customize it. You can add some onions, some carrots, add some purple cabbage for color, throw in dill, throw in ginger, all sorts of crazy things. Just a totally blank canvas for you to play with. So I hope that was informative. I hope that you go out and get some cabbage and do some experimenting and, have fun with fermented food. So that's it for this episode. I'm just going to be plugging away, making all these cabbages into sauerkraut. So stay safe, have fun, be good to yourselves, be good to each other.